Call Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai Bahara Kakadash, Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai Bahara Shim Kakadash Barakatham, double honor to apostles who are elders who rule well with our GMS. Blessed salutations to the innumerable multitude that weep there amongst tears that is enduring this truth and sincerity. As you see in post production, I have up an article in RT News that was put up today. It's like it's about like 4 o'clock. Just standard mountain time, but so that's probably like about 6 o'clock for us. But it's no difference. It was put out today. In the name of the article, it says it's time to prepare for the post-American age. All right, you're talking about the year of the turn-up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go into some scriptures, and then we'll go into the article in itself. So the first one I want to read that came to mind is that it says Isaiah 14:9. It says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth." Okay, keep this in mind. Even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy voils, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Okay, so what they're talking about is, because people also think this is talking about Esau. I mean, not Esau, but Lucifer. Even though it mentions Lucifer, it's not talking about Satan. Lucifer just means light bearer, okay? And Esau is that light bearer right now because he has all the information on planet Earth, you know what I'm saying, via the Vatican or whatever information. If you need any dark sayings, you got to go to him, okay? Unless you go to the internet or something like that, okay? But this is talking about the fall of Esau, okay, in his kingdom, and how the other nations are rising up and they're getting strong politically, economically, and socially, okay. It says Isaiah 14:11 says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave." Yeah, that reminds me of it says, "Sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." You know what I'm saying? And that dust represents confusion, but you're made lowly. You ain't this decadent virgin. You're not gonna, it's becoming evident. America's stock is dropping. Okay, you know how a stock a drop, and you be like, oh, it's a time to snag it up because it's gonna bump back up. No, people don't see the promise in the rise again of America, the culture, like they said. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The noise of thy voils, the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. You know, the worms represent a decay and not bouncing back. All right, and it says the noise of thy voils. You know what I'm saying? The things that are happening that was able to be hidden, kept in, or separated, people in the world are seeing via through social media, via through things getting out, and the world is seeing that America ain't what it is, and is not what it used to be, okay? Not what it used to be, okay? Which is why there was a statement via by the predecessor of Biden, Trump, the beloved Trump of the right-wingers. You know, I'm neither right-wing or left-wing, none of us are, but, just saying it in this context. But getting back to what I was saying, is his statement was, make America great again. Okay, and that shows you that America's lost something. What needs to be great about it? What was great about it? All right, talking about the economic status when it was booming. The best time it was booming when Jake was in slavery, man. But that's another subject for another time. Isaiah 14:12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Yeah, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." That's the if you put a precept with that, that'll be that. You know what I'm saying? Lucifer's light bearer. Okay, it says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. Yeah, they weakened the nations through their politics and war. Okay. Verse 13, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also on the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." All right, and that's talking about us, them sitting on us. And Adolf Hitler told you that they took us. You know what I'm saying? They took the jewels of God. You know what I'm saying? You should look that up. You know. And it says, "I will ascend into heaven." Yeah, they always, what are they trying to do right now? They're trying to go out into space. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get space stations. And then it also says that I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. You know, talking about the space station. And then it gets into us. "I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation." Because we're stars too, but I'd rather drive it home on this point. "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." All right, and that's the mount of the congregation. It's pretty much the bulk, which is talking about the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. We're that congregation that Esau's sitting on, man. Okay, and that's historical proof. Okay, you could say he's sitting on everybody, but you know what's being conveyed when I say that. Okay, it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Yeah, they want to clone everything. They want to splice everything. They want to set laws. They want to break the laws of the Most High, set their own time. They want to, you know, as the scriptures say, they thought to change time and seasons, you know. So, yeah, they want to do everything the Most High is doing. They got the medicine. You can't pray or take natural herbs. They want you to take their medicines. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, then you're a spook or you're bugged out in their eyes. Okay, but continuing on, it says verse 16. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man?" Okay, that's why we say it ain't no spiritual demon that is referencing. It's talking about an actual people. Okay, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Okay, and that's Babylon or America for sure, that did shake kingdoms. Okay, and their time is running out. Okay, so let's get into the precepts, or let's get into the article, not the precepts. Like it. So again, the name of the article, it says, "It's time to prepare for the post-American age." Right. This was written by Glenn Deason, professor at the University of Southeastern Norway. Okay. So it says Washington's role in the world is diminishing. What comes next? Has American dominance across global foreign policies? So just think about the scripture, that the passage that I just read. You know, it says, "Has American dominance across global foreign policies, policy, finance, and military affairs been a source of stability or conflict?" So that's a question. You know, is asking, has America's foreign policy, finance, and military affairs been a source of stability or conflict? Some believe Washington's status as the last great power has been a force for good. Others disagree. Maintaining its hegemony has demanded that Washington divide the world into marginalized adversaries and dependent allies. So they pretty much got with the people that needed them and then made an op out of the people that didn't, to pretty much, you get everybody to get with you that's weak, you fund them. That's more, you know, you could say like France, you know, Canada, you know, these people that can't stand up to a China or Iran or Russia, you know, so they put them off into and made them ops, and then pretty much picked up all the people that can, you know, they did their mercenary work as Rome did, okay? Which is why it's another example why they're the daughter of Rome. I mean, the reincarnation, you know what I'm saying? It says NATO's supremacy in Europe was seen by many of the West's leading lights as having created lasting peace on the continent. At the same time, though, it has also been the main source of conflict as the bloc expanded towards Russian borders. So that, in all actuality, they didn't create NATO to bring peace on the earth. They brung it. They created NATO for control. All right, that is the beast. That's the beast system in itself. NATO and the EU. Okay, the woman, the dragon. That's the woman that sit up on the dragon. All right, that's the beast. NATO and the EU. Okay, and Babylon is the whore that sitteth on top, and they're the ones that created the concept and brung it into life. Okay. But as you see that they're encroaching on the ops border, which is Russia, which is one of them. It says, we are now living in an age when that American dominance is coming into an end, and its security guarantees are losing their credibility. If a unipolar world world order reduced to a prospect of conflict. Well, I believe that polar is the balance. Polar means balance. Pretty much it said if a unipolar world order reduced the prospect of conflict, will previously dormant forces be unleashed as vulnerable states are overwhelmed by their aggressors? Alternatively, though, will stalemates and ceasefires be longer lasting as nations previously emboldened by U.S. backing are forced to find lasting solutions with their adversaries rather than languishing behind Washington's protection? So they're pretty much saying that Washington is losing its power, so people actually got to come up with solutions instead of just saying, well, America said it, so you got to do it. Or y'all got to cease fire because I'm going to have to call America if y'all don't stop. And then now people are saying, like, and go get him. Go call him. Go get your big brother. You know what I'm saying? I could beat him up too. So this is the rhetoric. So now people actually have to talk. You know what I'm saying? It says last paragraph. This is a couple paragraphs. But I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'll just read this paragraph last. It says, when America promises don't matter anymore, it says the U.S. was understandably hesitant to admit defeat and leave Afghanistan as it would cause a credibility crisis. Its allies would no longer be able to base their foreign policy on the assumption of its protection and collective hegemony, which is like extortion, low-key, but and it says, and they would have to pursue an independent foreign policy and compromise with their adversaries. American power would decline due to a diminishing ability to exert influence over its dependent allies and to marginalize its adversaries. So they don't got the power to just hammer down on people and break them. Like sanctions don't even hurt nobody because like they're the ones that's creating the things, and they found other ways to make money. Okay, because pursuing the Revelation 18, they make it, we buy it. When I say they make it, these foreign countries make it, and then Americans buy it, the Babylonians buy it. Okay, so they found ways through their oil and through the other moves on making money. Okay, and building up their economy. So now, therefore, people are able to push back. It wasn't like America was just standing strong. They just had a grip on every corner to where you couldn't, if you bust this move, they can cut you off. They can leave you out the loop. You know what I'm saying? And you had to do business with them. And that goes back to when the Lord prophesied that he was going to put hooks into Magog and Magog's jaws and bring them back to their, pretty much bring them back. And they're not going to desire money or riches. You're not going to be able to woo them out of it. And this is prophecy coming to pass right now, because they're like, what can you give us? You have nothing. You know, it's getting to that point. And when it gets to that point, now you can't negotiate. You have to negotiate. You have to negotiate in a way that you'll end up losing. You know what I'm saying? Just like them leaving Afghanistan, they had to leave. They lost. And then the people there, they would negotiate amongst each other. And we got to see before our eyes what can happen when people take it into their own hands and bring resolutions to a matter. Because all we heard was, get on CNN and they doing this and they doing that. And And as Americans, we're going to go over there and fix it. And then they'll go over there and mess them up and beat them into submission, and we don't hear nothing about it anymore. But that don't mean it resolved the issue. You just beat them in submission. But now these people are fighting back, or they don't need you to come over there and help them or nothing like that. And now they're solving their own issues, and then they're watching you get stumped and kicked out of Afghanistan and, look crazy. And it's like, man, y'all ain't, you ain't no protection. Such and such, remind me of the movie Tax Collector, man. Like if you the bully and you extorting everybody and you get beat up in front of everybody, what's the point of paying you the money? So I want to read this last precept and we're going to close it out. It says, Jeremiah 5:51-7, it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Yep, it's over with. Babylon has lost its pomp. It's lost its prestige. It went from a decadent virgin to a little whore. A little dusty, dirty, red light district slut. And nobody ain't gonna want to have no parts with it. And that eventually, as the scripture says, through prophecy, all that have bows bend and shoot at her. Okay. So ultimately, that's what it's gonna come down to: the destruction of Babylon. Okay. So with that being said, we want to say, call Allah Yah Bashim Yah Shai Bahara Kakadash Yah Bashim Yah Shai Bahashim Kakadash Brakathum, and also Shabbat Shalom. Double honor to our apostles and elders, which are GMS. Blessed salutations to you, brothers of GMS that's out here teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Again, Shabbat Shalom.